Hello friends, welcome to TestNG Framework Training Session 20. This is Haradhan once again. Today, in this session, I will discuss how we can use listener interface in TestNG Framework. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are enjoying my videos and learning automation testing and Java, please like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload any new videos. Do not forget to provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next videos. So what does it mean by listeners? Sometimes user wish to modify the behavior of TestNG during script development, and this can be done by interfaces. Suppose you already designed few test cases, right? And you want to perform the steps whatever provided in the test script, right? But in case you are not mentioning anything which will print some output, it will just execute the step, but at the end of the execution it will not display any result, right? So whenever you want to display more customized result or accurate result, you have to use some interface, right? So that, I mean, from the reporting perspective, right, any other user can also view and they can interlink that how many test cases fail, pass, fail, and what is the exact methods which got passed or failed or skipped, like that. Okay, so this interface which help the user to do so are known as listener. Okay, as name suggests, listener's primary task is to listen to an event defined and react according to that. The main purpose for which listeners are used by the programmers is to create log and create custom reports according to specific scenario defined, right? A TestNG listeners always extends org.testng.it, iTestNG listener and TestNG provides us below listener type, right? These are the following listeners available. Okay, I execution listener, I annotation transformer, I shoot listener, I test listener, I configuration listener, I method interceptor, I invoked method listener, I hookable, and I listener. Each listeners have specific method that are overridden. Okay, so for each and every listener there are different type of methods available. It is not common across the listeners. Okay, so most popular listeners and the methods which are overridden by them are mentioned below, which is the I test listener and I shoot listeners. I test listener is one of the most commonly used listeners in Selenium WebDriver. The programmers simply needs to implement the iTest listener interface and overriding all the methods of this interface in order to use it. It makes the call before and after every test present in the suite. There are several methods available in it which are mentioned below. Okay, so each and every listener have specific set of methods available and we can override those methods. Okay, similar just like iTest listener, these are the following methods available: on start, on finish, on test start, on test failure, on test skip, on test success, and on test failed but within success percentage. So on start, this is the first and foremost method that is called after the class is instantiated. It can also be used to retrieve the directory from which the test is running. Next, I on finish. This is the last method to be called after all the overridden methods are done. I test start, where you can see, right, some result, variable is there. I test result, I am using that particular interface. Okay, this method is called each time before any new test method. Okay, it indicates that required test method is started. So in case suppose in a particular test class, in a particular TestNG class, you are having three different methods, so it will be called three times. Okay, on test failure, in case any test case is failure, we can use that particular, right, listener methods, so that it will indicate in case of any failure. We can perform certain tasks on test failure, like taking the screenshot when a particular test fails in order to get more deep inside the into the failure. On test script, in case, Okay, any method, any test method is skipped for execution, so that will be used, that will be called. On test success, this method is called when a particular test method is successfully executed. The programmer can perform any desired operation on test method success by writing code inside this method. On test failed but within success percentage. So what is the difference between on test fail and on test failed but within success percentage? So on test failure will be used whenever the particular method is getting failed, whereas the second will be used, okay, in case test method is failed with some success percentage. Okay, suppose the particular test method has been run 10 times, so 20 times, but I say, out of 20, 10 has been passed, right? So we can use that, right? So that example say any test method is executed 20 times and failed 10 times, right? It takes two parameters, success percentage and the invocation count, right? For the above cases, success percentage is 10 divided by 20, that is 50%, right? And invocation count will be 20. And another important listener is like I should listener, right? Unlike I test listener, which is implemented after every test method, I should listener is implemented at the should level. It has two methods which can be overridden, on start and on finish. This method is implemented before the invocation of the test suite, which means all the code written inside it is run before the start of the any suite. Similarly, on finish, the method is implemented after the invocation of the test suite, which means all the code written inside it is run after the whole test suite is run. Okay, so the particular ITest listener, right? We can create these listeners. There are two different ways, right? First, user can use the @listener interface within the class itself, and second is user can add listeners in the XML file directly, right? So you know, right, test.ng XML file we can add the listeners attribute in the file, or else we can directly use the @listeners annotation in the class. Okay, so first I will let you know the way one, or way one, which is user can use the @listener interface within the class. So for that there is three steps. First, we need to create the class for listeners, which will be implementing ITest listener interface and overriding all its method, right? So this is that's why I need to create a simple class, right? And we will be implementing ITest listener interface, right? And after that, for each and every methods, whatever is important, like this failed, on test on test start, on test failure, on test skip, on test success, for which we can use some of the customized output, right? So that will be printed after the test case is run. Next step is user need to implement the above listener to normal test.ng class, whatever we are creating, or Java class. Okay, and it should be used before the class name, before the class, right? And that syntax should be used whenever we need to use that @listeners annotations, then package name dot class name and date dot class. Then after that we can run it from the XML file. So first way I will show you now. So here I already created two different class, right? One is test.ng listener class, okay, test.ng class, both are test.ng class, and test.ng listener test case. So in that class I will simply implement that particular, right, interface ITest listener. Okay, so as and when you are implementing, you can see some of the error messages coming. You need to import first ITest listeners, right, from the word.test.ng. After that you need to implement all the unimplemented methods, right? So by default whatever method was created I can remove it. So all the method are already added, right? Once we unimplemented methods add, so all the unimplemented method will be added here. Okay, implemented, right? You can see whatever is mentioned on test start, right, in the previous slide, on start, on finish, on test start, on test failure, on test skip, on test success, and on test failed but within success percentage. So these are the different method already added, right? You can see here. Okay, now I want to provide something in that method, right? Suppose on test start, right, I want to print out something. So on test start is I want to print test method started, and I want to print the name result, that is the variable dot get name, right? So that will be printed. Similarly, for test success also I can override something, right? So test passed, I want to print it out, right? Similarly, on test failure I want to print it test failed, so that that will be printed properly. Okay, and it will give you the name. Now here I will not use the listener class right now, so I want to use, suppose I want to create a method without implementing the listener whatever we have created, test one. Okay, here I want to assert dot assert equals, I want to give test 10 and 10. Okay, another method I will be creating where it will fail, right? Test 2, I am giving the method name as test 2 and it will fail, it is not matching, right? So two methods I have created, right? Now simply I can run it directly from clicking on the test-ng test. So here you can see it is not giving any custom message, as we did not use the listener class, right? Only you can see default suit, default test and test 1 and test 2, right? And here you can see only failed test 2 and pass test 1, right? No such specific message it is showing, right? Because test 2 is false because of the is not matching. Okay, now if you go down you can see total number of test cases run 2 and pass failure 2. But if you want to give the custom message like the test case is passed or failed, like that message whatever I have created here on starting or not, so that's part if you want to display we have to use the listener class. So only we have to mention it one times, right? After that automatically from that class automatically all the wording it will take. So in case if you want to change it again, we will just simply change in that particular class where we have implemented ITS listener interface, right? So here how we can use it, so I already told here, right? The next step is we need to use that @listener and then package name dot class name dot class, right? Before the class whatever we have created here. So that means here we have to import it, right? Use the @test annotation listener. Okay, so here some error message will be coming. You need to import the listener's annotation from org.testng annotation. Okay, once the import is done we need to give the package name first. What is the package name? Package name is package 2. I need to give it here. That is the one way. Dot listener class name, right? You can see it is coming, right? Test listener class, whatever test-ng listener class, whatever you have created, test-ng listener class dot class, right? So now if you run it, let's run it and let's see what is happening. So obviously the output will not get changed. One test case will be passed and one test case will be failed because of the assertion we have added, right? And here no changes will be there in the summary sections, right? Report summary section. But now here you can see, right? That particular thing is getting added, displayed, right? Test method started, test 1, test passed, test 1, test method started, test 2 and test failed, test 2. So that additional thing we have written here, right? Okay, because every time whenever any test method is started, so that particular thing will be printed out. Test method started and the result dot get name, method name, right? And as it is passed, so it is printed from here, right? Because it is a passed on test success, that particular method it's getting mapped here, right? Similarly for the failed test case, on test failure it will be mapped. So that is the reason test failed, that particular get thing is getting printed here, right? Test failed and test 2, like result dot method name, get name means method name. So that is the advantage, right? Suppose if you change it, right? I am changing it to testng. Test method started. Okay, test ng test case passed. Okay, similar way on the fail part I also update it. Only you need to update it one time, right? Test case failed, say. Okay, so it will be how many test cases methods you are adding, right? It does not matter, so you need to update here, and based on that every methods whatever here you are using, so every time it will get updated accordingly. Now if you run it, you can run it from the testng xml file. So here you need to give the package name and the class name, that particular class where the method name is there exists, right? Okay, so here I am giving the name testng listener test case. So if you want to run it from here, you click run as and run testng should. Now you can see that whatever we have updated in the testng listener class, right, it will get updated accordingly, right? That part we have updated, right? Testng test method started, you can see method, two method we have written, so it is getting started, and the first method is getting passed, so that's part is coming, and second method is started and second method is getting failed. Based on the, right, we have updated part, that particular output we have updated, right? Now if you add two more test cases, say one more test case I want to add, test 3. Test 3 also want to pass it. Okay, now if you run it from here or testng xml file, does not matter, so you can see 3 test cases will be passed and your result will be updated accordingly, right? 2 test cases getting passed, test 1 and test 3, and test 2 is getting failed now. Okay, now you can see testng method started, so 3 method will be started one by one, and test case 1 test 1 method is getting passed, whereas test 2 method is getting failed and test 3 method is getting also passed. So that thing is coming from here only. Okay, so that is the one way we can use the listener class, we can update our test result accordingly. Another way is that user can add listener in the XML file directly, right? So for that first, same way we need to create the listener which will be implementing I test listener and overriding all methods. So that's what already done. So here I am not changing anything. Okay, second is that we need to create normal Java testng class having @test methods, and there is no need to use the listener annotation. So I will remove that annotation part here, right? So I will remove that part. Okay, so say let's create another method which will be test4. So here I am not using @test annotation in the class level. Okay, but another way we can use it directly in the testng XML files. So for that you have to use that particular listener tag, right? Listener tag and listener class name. Class name will be package name dot listener class name, and you need to close the listener tag which will be after the should name and before the test name, right? So here I need to use it, right? Should name I already given it, listener, test name testng listener, and class name already given. So here I need to use that particular tag. So tag will be after the should name and before the test name. You need to remember it. Okay, so here you need to change it, package name dot class name, right? So what is the package name here? The package name is testng, right? Sorry, package name is package2. So I will change it to package name, and listener class name I need to provide here, right? From here, that is the listener class name. So if I change it from here, so it will behave same way, right? We no need to use at the class level annotation which is the @listener. So these are the two different approach. Let's save it, and right now we have to run it from the testng XML file only, because that listener I added here. So now you can see total number of test cases I have created here in the class is total number of test cases is 4. So first test case should pass because it is matching, right? Second test case also failed, third test case passed, and fourth test case also failed, right? Because it is not matching. So you can see first and third test case is getting passed, second and fourth test case is getting failed. Now if you want to get the details part, right, reporting purposes, so you can see test engine method is started, right, and test case 1 is passed, test 2 method is started and here it is failed, test 3 method is started, it is passed, and test 4 method is started and it is failed, because that thing are coming from here, right? So on start, that particular context, that particular output you want to print it out, and on success, on failure. Similar way you can use the on test skipped and on test failed but within success percentage, on start and on finish, right? So here if you want to print it out, that part, you can simply use it, ISO. Let's copy it from here. So here it will be displaying the context only, right? So on start, test-ng on start. Okay, and here result, it will be context. Okay, similarly on finish also, if you want to print it out, it will be test-ng on finish. Okay, so I updated this part. Now if you run the test-ng XML file again, so what will happen? It will give you the output, right? You can see test-ng listener on finish, because that is the right class name we have given, right? So because finish and start, it will be only one time, right? You can see it is one time, right? Here I have given, right, test-ng listener, that is the test name I have given, so it will be one time, right? That is coming context, whatever I have given here, test-ng listener, that's what is coming. And obviously you can see the output, test-ng on start I have given here, right, test-ng on start and on finish, so it will be at the class level, right, or test level, because test-ng test name I have given, it will be run at the test level, so it will running on one time. So how many test cases or method is there, it does not matter, it will only start on test-ng on start, it will run starting of the class, and it is on finish, it's after finishing all the methods available here, right? So that's why these are the two different approach to which we can use the listener interface within the class, or we can use add those listeners, right, in the XML file, and after that we can run accordingly. Okay, so these are the two different approach. I will create more videos for listeners. So that's all for today's session. Thank you.